All right, good evening, everyone. Um, please, am I audible? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, good evening.
All right, so it's time, but let's wait for like 5 minutes for the others to join. Then we officially kickstart the the webinar. Thank you. All right, good evening to everyone once again. Um, I think we need to start early so that we can finish early. Um, First of all, welcome to the Farmers Talk series. My name is Kongo Musa Adama. Please, can anyone hear me? I want to be sure that I can be heard.
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. So my name is Kongo Musa Adama, and I'll be moderating today's session. I am the founder and CEO of AgriLync Nexus, and my background is actually a mix of things. So particularly, I work in agricultural extension and economics, and I also have a machine learning background, which is how we are able to actually bring some tech into what we do for farmers. So today we are going to have the Farmers Talk series, and for anyone joining us for the first time, AgriLink Nexus is a Ghana-based agri-fintech and advisory platform. What we do is that we connect smallholder farmers with investors and partner organizations through structured farm finance, training, and AI-powered advisory support. Currently, we are working with growing numbers of farmers across several regions in Ghana. And the Farmers Talk series is something that we basically run every month. So if today is your first time joining, I welcome you to the first session of the Farmers Talk series. It is basically a way of bringing practical, useful knowledge to straight farmers or coming up farmers like you. And we cover topics such as financial planning for farm management, using technology smartly on the farm. Today is another one series that we are coming to look at smart farming. But today we are going to look at using budgets and records to improve farm profitability. And our speaker here with me is called Cynthia. She is a climate change specialist and food agent for AgriLink Nexus, and she works directly with farmers on the ground. So she brings a lot of expertise, real practical experience to this particular thing that we are coming to discuss. And before we get started, for us to not to beat or for us to finish on time, there are some housekeeping rules that we need to follow. Um, if you have a question, I will encourage everyone to hold on to your questions until the presentation is done. Once Cynthia wraps up, we will open the floor for everyone to have the chance to ask any question that he or she wants. Stay muted while she presents so we don't just break the background noise. And also feel free to actually drop any question that you find in the chat as they come up, and we will go through them at the question and answers time. So briefly, I will hand over to Cynthia now for Cynthia to go ahead and do the presentation. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Congo. And thanks to everyone for making time to join us this evening for this wonderful short session. So, as he said, I am Cynthia, an agent for AgriLync in the Upper East region, and also works with environmental management teams across the region, and also with NGO called Comfort, which is into women empowerment and girl child education. So for today, we will have a very brief session on the importance of budgeting as farmers. Mostly, we underlook or overlook the importance of budgeting, which mostly affects our farm produce and records that are supposed to be kept in order to, sorry, can anyone see my screen? Hello? Oh, can you hear me, please?
Yeah, you are audible. We can hear you loud and clear. And you seem to be sharing
But
your
you can't
screen.
see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it. It seems you are trying to share your screen, but you are not.
Yes.
If you are sharing a PowerPoint,
So
at the moment you are not seeing any PowerPoint. You are just seeing a duplicated screen of this.
screen, yes, that is what I'm also seeing, and I don't
Oh
know where
yeah.
it's coming from.
So we are just show your PowerPoint. We can see your screen now. Thank you.
I'm also seeing a duplicated screen, but okay, if it will be possible for you to share for me,
Uh,
because I can't.
all right. Okay, I'm coming in a moment. Let me share for you so that you follow along.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so whilst we wait for him to share for us to follow, there are a few basic things we are going to look at within this few minutes, which will be what exactly it is to have a smart farm plan, and also the importance of building a simple budget for your farm, what it also means to keep records, and doors that we as farmers can knock for investment, and also practical steps we can apply on our farms to have good records of our farm produce and whatever we are able to grow at the end of every season. Okay, so please go to the outline. I'm done with that.
All right. Can anyone see the screen?
Yes, please, I can see
All
it.
right. Sure. So should I move ahead?
Yes, please go to the outline. Hello, please outline.
Mm, mm.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. It seems share the one that you
Please
have.
go to,
Yeah, come again.
sorry?
Repeat what you
Please
said.
go to the next slide.
All right, sure. Should I move ahead?
Next slide.
What are you seeing?
You are still on the first slide. I want you to
Oh,
go to
okay,
the
okay, okay,
second
okay,
slide.
okay. I get it. I get it.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Can you see the screen now?
Like I mentioned, yes, please.
All right.
So, like I mentioned, we'll be looking at practically five very key aspects of our farming journey each and every season. How? Hello?
Yeah, don't worry. I'm coming. Can you see it now?
No, please.
All right. A moment. I think. Let me reopen it again. Then share. Okay, Cynthia. Can you see the screen? Hello. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, please. Second slide.
All
Yes,
right.
second slide.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I think we have already mentioned all of these things. So let's go to the main content. Yes. So as peasants, or in any case, if someone is a commercial farmer, but mostly we know Ghanaians, most of us are peasant farmers. What exactly does it mean to have a smart farm plan? And we know very well that a smart farm plan is to take better decisions that will help you strengthen your um hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can someone hear me?
Yeah, loud and
Okay.
clear.
So to have a smart farm plan, it's to take better decisions that will help you begin your season very well. And in every season before it starts, we are supposed to take into consideration all what we will be using during the season so that we are not caught unaware. We find this mostly very difficult to do because we don't see the importance. But in order for you to succeed as a farmer, either peasant or subsistence, it is good for us to have plans ahead of time. And what are some of the plans we can set in preparation towards our ask us what exactly we are supposed to grow throughout the season. Know the number of acres you will grow and what crops goes where. What type of crop are you planting over here at this portion of land, and how many acres is that crop going to take? Preparing before starting your season will help you know the amount of money you are going to spend. And it will help you ask yourself if really you are okay, you can afford all what the budget tells you. It also helps you to know, sorry, how many people will be needed in the farm. So you ask yourself, so yeah, if I'm going to, for example, grow crops in about 5 acres this season, how many extra hands will I need? It will help you know the amount of money you will use in getting this number of people to help you in your farm. It also helps us compare our plans third budget over our actual expenditure. So once you have made all the preparations before the season starts, immediately it starts, you tend to ask yourself, I budgeted this amount for this number of acres. How much have I actually spent to grow in this area? This is simply what it means to have a smart farm plan in order for us to succeed in our growing process. Please, next slide. Hello. Okay. Yes. So I think we spoke of budget, and a budget. What actually is a budget? As we may know, budget is an estimated amount of money you have planned, or you think you may need in order to execute a project. So in our farms, it is very necessary for us to have budgets in order for us not to be stuck at a point, or in order to help us make good use of the resources that are available. And in order to make a budget, you need to ask yourself, what's where am I getting the income and how am I using it? So you know the expected amount of money that will be needed to plant this area. Then you ask yourself, after planting this area, how much is expected? That is, so in the budget, we have the cost and we have the estimated income. So you estimate the amount of money you are likely to use in the farm and how much you are likely to make after you are done with your harvest. It also helps you know the labor you have used from the land preparations through to storage. And it will also help you understand throughout all these things, how much am I making? And at the end of my harvest, will I be able to recover the cost that I have used in the farm? All these things are very necessary for us as farmers to be able to do well. So we have, in order to understand perfectly what our budget may portray, we will have to always balance, or we project our income that is likely to come and the cost that we are expected to make in order to produce on the farm. Right. Hello.
Yeah,
Can
should I?
anyone hear me?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. Yes. So at the end of this, you are able to project whether you will make losses or you are likely to make profit at the end of the season, even before your season starts. Because likely to run. Okay, please, next slide. Okay, so in this case, we have two different scenarios over here. We have a farmer who has planned his or her farm with a budget before they started the season, and also a farmer who did not plan for the season. So farmer A had a budget for the season and farmer B didn't have. So we see that over here, both farmer A and farmer B planted the same crop on the same number of acres. Then, because farmer A planned, had a budget, he was able to manage funds well or resources well, And the total cost over here that was incurred was 870 cedis. But over when we go to farmer B, because he or she didn't plan very well, didn't think of what would be needed. At the end of the day, he or she spent more than what farmer A spent. Then when it came to harvest, yes, they both harvested the same number of bags from the maize farm. Then farmer A knew very well when and how to get markets for their produce. And because of that, they sold at a very higher price. But farmer B, maybe they sold on the farm or didn't do any market research before selling their produce, and they sold at a very low cost, low price. And at the end of the day, we realized that even though they sold at a very low price, even though hello, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Sorry, I had some network issues, but I'm back. We can continue.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
So kindly move to the next one for me. Yes, so I think I have touched on most of these things. So, as farmers, there are so many things we always overlook, but they are very essential, they are very important. These things will help us to have a good costing of whatever happens. And over here, we have very important things we are supposed to, aside the monies or the resources we spend, there are so many things we are supposed to take into consideration in order for us to also make progress. Mostly, it's not always about the resources we have spent, but some key things like the planting dates. As farmers, I bet almost all of us always forget the date we plant our crops, which are very important. It helps us know whether the crops are doing well or not. What variety of crop am I planting? Is it maize? Is it local or it is improved? So that you know if it's local, how many months is it supposed to take so that I can harvest? If it's improved, how many months will it take? If it's local, what and what am I supposed to take into consideration on the farm so that I can have good crop yield? But we mostly overlook all these things. We get seeds and we go into the farm to plant. But all these ones are very important. You know the date you are planting, you record it, write it somewhere. You know what exactly I am planting. How many months is it supposed to take normally so that I can harvest? So that if in case your crop is delaying in production, or it is delaying in yielding, maybe these are some of the things that may have caused it. What inputs exactly am I using? So if it's maize, what type of fertilizer am I using on the farm? Do I start with manure and go in with the synthetic fertilizer, or I start with synthetic fertilizer? And even if I'm starting with synthetic fertilizer, what brand of fertilizer am I using? Is it Yara? Is it, we have so many of them. And mostly as farmers too, we don't follow the processes or the normal input seasons times we are supposed to apply our fertilizers or other inputs on the farm. If in case you break in inputting your inputs, your fertilizer, for example, you are supposed to record it so that if anything happens during your growing season, you are able to track what exactly caused that. But because we mostly don't take some of these things into consideration, we are not able to know exactly what is causing what on the farm that is making us lose or have good produce. And we are also supposed to know what weeding schedule are we taking. Do we start with spraying, or we start with the manual weeding? In that case, you are able to know that, okay, I started with spraying weedicides, and because of that, this happened. Mostly, sometimes we see that some of these chemicals affect our farm, and sometimes to going in with the manual weeding also affect the farm. We are supposed to know all these things, take them into consideration, write them somewhere, so that at the end of the day, we are able to tell. You also ask yourself, as farmer, if for example, we record heavy rainfalls this season, you are able to record it, you are able to write it down somewhere so that you know the effect it will have on your crops. If we don't get enough rains, or if I get damages on the farm this year, at the end of the season, this is what I have gotten. Next year, when you are going to do your planting, you are aware, you are informed of what happened last year, so that this year your records will also tell you, okay, because of this last year, this was what I was able to produce, or this was my output, this was my yield, my crop yield. And because of the changes in this year, I am also recording this production. But in fact, we are all guilty as farmers. We mostly, or let me say, always overlook all these things. Then you are able to record, okay, I planted in about 5 acres of land. How much did that give me? So that next year, when you are planting in the same number of acres, you are able to also know what exactly you are going to get, you have gotten out of it. Then, as our budgets will always say, we spoke about that earlier. Every day, whatever you will spend on the farm, no matter how little it is, we are supposed to record it. The labor, the money spent on weedicides, the money spent on fertilizer, money spent on clearing the land, all these things are always supposed to be recorded. Then at the end of the day, at the end of year A, you know, I spent this was what I got. And these were the weather conditions, these were the some of the what do I call it? Agents that triggered this output. So that at the end of the year, in about 2, 3 to 5 years, if you are consistent with all of these things, you know what will work best for you as a farmer, and on what plot of land or what number of acres you are able to record what, so that this will help you know exactly what you are doing. It helps you stay on informed. It helps you know the progress you are making as a farmer. If you are not making any good process, you know how to re-strategize, you know how to come back stronger to be able to get better results. Okay. Yes, and like it is stated here, we don't need a lot of things to be able to take into consideration or to take these records. Just a notebook, just a jotter. And most of us, I think very soon we will talk about, you have a phone. Most of our phones have notes. You may not be able to carry other things with you like laptops where you will be able to do some of these records. But if you have a simple jotter with you or your phone, you take all these dates, and when you get back to wherever it will be convenient for you to transfer, you will transfer it into a lasting device that will help you record your progress. Yes, please, next slide. Yes. So once we are able to take into consideration our budgets, our plans, we are able to project what we are getting at the end of the season if all these agents of production are kept in place. It helps you understand your financial power. It helps you know exactly what you are looking up to. So it is stated clearly over here that our records, to keep records, will tell you exactly what your financial power is. So when you keep these clear records, it helps you know your real profit. So at the end of your season, you are able to tell yourself, this is what I have made out of my farm. This is what I can call profit. But because we mostly do not take them into account, it is difficult for us. They will ask you, someone may come to your farm, yes, how many bags were you able to harvest? You mentioned. Then we are asked, so how much in total did we spend on the farm? And that is mostly a problem because we don't take them into account. We don't consider them to be any important, but it is important for us to track every activity, the labor, the inputs, weeding, everything that we do on the farm. It is mostly important. We are also able to know what cost us the most in the farming process. So was it fertilizer? Was it fertilizer I spent so much money on? Was it labor? Was it land preparation? Where exactly did I overspend, or where did I spend so much money during the farming process? This will help you know exactly what you can do next time in order to either reduce the cost or to change your way of applying some of these techniques in the farm in order not to incur any of these excess costs. Then when we take this into consideration, it will help us improve every season, like I mentioned earlier on. Yes, so this season, you know, yes, I ran at a loss because this happened. Yes, so next season, you take records again, you are able to know whether the changes you have made on the farm has helped you to make progress. Then at the end of the day, you are able, once you know what you are about, you are able to convince any investor who will want. And like we, as we all know these days, investors are so much interested in farming, but mostly we are not able to tell them exactly what we do on the farm, and that makes it very difficult for people to invest in our projects, our farming projects, because you don't know exactly what you have spent on this land. So how much can I give you, and how sure am I that even spending on you will help you improve or be better? And that is what mostly investors are looking out for. They want someone they can trust, someone who knows exactly what they are doing. Then they know that yes, if I push any amount of money into this project, I will never regret, because even without me, the person was doing very well. So if I then come in, I will be able to support that person, support their family, community, and the whole country, even sometimes international markets as a whole. Yes, please. Next slide. Yes, I think we have touched on some of the mistakes we make as farmers. Spend so much money without writing anything, without putting into consideration anything, any amount of money we have spent. We can't even take into account. So it makes it really difficult for we ourselves as farmers, not just outsiders. Because if at the end of the season you are not able to tell someone, this is the amount of money I have made out of the farm, and this is the cost that I incurred on the farm, and I can boldly say this is my profit. If you are not able to say this, if you are not confident, then it's always maybe I have made this, I am likely to make this. Yes, it's doesn't help us. It makes us static. It makes us not to um, grow as farmers. We sometimes mostly even do lesser than we used to, because we don't take into consideration all that we have kept, all the resources we have um, put into the farm. And we also forget to account for our own labor, our own time. It is said that time is money, but an African farmer doesn't take time into consideration. We don't take our own labor into consideration. It's not only with us farmers, but I think it's a problem for us, especially the local, even traders, because we always think of what someone has done for me. So I have paid this person for this that they have done. I have used this amount of money to purchase this product. But what exactly you have done to help in the production process, you don't count it. But it is something we are supposed to count. It's something we are supposed to measure. Because if we don't measure it, imagine you working like 3 months every day. How much would you have been paid if you were working for someone? But because you think it's your own farm, you don't quantify it. You don't attach any monetary value to it. You don't ask yourself, so if I was working for this person, if I was working for a different person on this land, how much would I have taken from that person? All these are mistakes that do not help us progress in the farming journey. And also, yes, sometimes we understand that most farmers go into debt trying to produce. They go to take a credit of some farm inputs. They borrow. They yes, we understand all that. But as farmers, we all know very well that once we are harvesting, prices of farm produce are always at their lowest. So if you rush as a farmer to send your produce to the market, you are likely to run at a loss, because at that time food is in abundance, everything is in abundance. For that matter, no one is willing to buy anything at a higher price. But as traditional or African farmers, yes, you have taken a loan and you promise, or the loan is due in November, or in the month we all know we are supposed to be harvesting. When that happens, we are in a hurry to sell off the produce and pay whatever loan or whatever debt we have incurred. But these things, as we all know, we understand sometimes it's out of control. We don't intend to. But we are always supposed to have different plans. So if I have taken this amount of money to do this, what exactly do I do in order to pay this loan, so that when prices of food or farm produce go high at this point, I can sell and be able to recover the amount of money I have used in paying my loan or in settling my creditors, so that I can also, as a farmer, gain some profit. Sometimes we just give out, we sell out everything, we go, most of the times we are not even able to pay off the debts that we owe, which come a long way to affect our production process. It comes a long way to affect even our livelihoods, because we all know after the farming season we are supposed to be able to sell as we want to and also still have enough to feed. But once we sell out quickly, it's in a way, in a very long um, process, affect our farming and even our sources of livelihood and standards of living. Then, yes, so I have come to touch on the plan B, having a backup plan as a farmer. So you ask yourself, if rains are coming late, what do I do? We don't, we all know climate change has come to affect so many things, not only farmers. I think we have been recording so many disasters out there due to climate change, and it comes to affect farmers massively. Ask yourself, if you are found in the northern part of the country where rains are normally supposed to start in May, then you realize that rains are now coming in July. What do you do? As farmers, you're supposed to know that if I am supposed to plant this in May and the rains do not come, plan ahead. Ask yourself, if the rains do not come as planned or as they are supposed to, what other variety of crop will I still grow, so that I will not run at a loss? You don't force yourself to plant something you know very well will not do well because of the time. Maize, for example, takes at least 3 months to do. Then you, as a farmer, you know that if you plant maize around this from late July and you are found in the northern part of the country, they will not do. But because you didn't plan, you didn't take time to ask yourself, so if the rains do not come early, what do I do? You go and plant your maize. Then at the end of the day, you get nothing. Mostly the time the maize is fruiting, you realize that the rains have stopped. And for that matter, you get nothing from the farm. Your land preparation cost, your labor, your fertilizer, weedicides. In fact, everything has gone down the drain because you didn't plan. You are supposed to know very well that this is what I will do if the rains don't come. Or I have a plot of land. If the rains come heavily, and the place becomes waterlogged, what other variety of crop will I plant there instead of my normal crop? All these things are supposed to be kept into consideration. You also know that you are supposed to think of emergencies as farmers, because if we do our normal, even if we do the normal planning, the normal budgeting, but you don't take into consideration emergencies, you may still find yourself wanting at a point, because everything will not go as planned. Then I think the last one is going to be on we mixing our, no please, the last point, mixing our farm, yes, so mixing farm monies with personal household expenses. We don't know exactly how much the farm gave us. Even if we are trying to keep records, we mostly forget to segregate some of these things. Know what the farm is bringing and know what your other incomes are bringing. Don't bring everything, don't box everything to say, this is my income. If you are a poultry farmer or you are into crops, you know very well that yes, the poultry farm will bring this. It is supposed to be separate. The poultry farm records should be separate from that of your crops, so that you know this is what the poultry farm is giving me. This is what my crops farm has also given me. And your other household income or expenses, you are a government worker or you are a corporate worker, you get your salary or whatever. Don't come and add it to you whatever your farm has given you to say this is what I have gotten. You are supposed to know the differences, so that if you spend anything out of your farm income, you don't record it in the farm records. You know where it is coming from and where it is going. Anything that is not related to your farm, you don't add it, because it mostly makes you confused as a farmer. You don't know where this came from, you don't know how it came in and how it even went out. We even know not only on the farm, as people, we should know, we should be able to account for everything, where it's coming from, where it's going to, so that at the end of the day we are able to calculate whether we are making progress or there is the need for us to sit up and do rethink and re-strategize. Yes, next slide, please. Okay, so in AgriLync, we have four key areas we try as much as possible to handle with our farmers, so that we are able to record what is expected or what we are supposed to know as farmers on the field. The first one is we try to give our farmers financial literacy trainings. So we go meet farmers, we talk to them on the importance of budgeting, planning, how to know how monies come in, how monies go out. We tell them the importance of financial literacy as far as farming is concerned. We don't just farm. We farm because we want to make profit. We farm because we want to progress in life. For that matter, we should be able to know the monetary value of everything we do on our farms. So for that reason, in AgriLink, we try to meet farmer groups, sometimes individual farmers. We talk to them, we tell them some of these importance as farmers. Then we also have field agents like myself who build farm profiles for our farmers. We try to take them through their farm goals, what exactly they intend to achieve at the end of their farming season. Most of them may have questions that they have no one to talk to, and sometimes it's not that we mostly don't want to do the right thing, but we sometimes we want to just talk to someone. So AgriLync is here to help farmers know what exactly they are supposed to do, the questions they have that they have no one to answer. We try as much as possible to help them answer those questions and also let them understand the importance of data, the recorded data that we have either online in the community. We try to translate it into what exactly they will need to understand in order for them to make progress in their farms. Then we are trying to also, even though sometimes it's difficult with some of these local farmers, technology has come to change and to transform our world. But sometimes it's difficult. But this is something we are trying so much to get to our farmers. We try to educate them on what exactly it is, the importance of keeping planting dates, calendars, how to use them to record our planting dates, our how days we apply inputs on our farms. We also try to send alerts on weather shifts and actions that they are supposed to take in order to manage risks and also take up some opportunities that will help them grow in their farms. And the last one is our investment structure that we have with farmers. So during this process, we try as much as possible to identify farmers who are so much into the projects that we are trying to carry out. We talk to them. We try to let them practice some of these things that we think or we know are very important in order for us to make progress in our farms. Farmers that we see are making progress and are willing to grow, are willing to take up some of these initiatives. We partner with them. We give out investment or finance opportunities to them in order to help them grow. And we also have other people we may connect them with in order for them to expand in their farming business and also grow to help our community and the country as a whole. Um okay. So what are some of the immediate steps we are supposed to take as farmers? So we mentioned that as farmers we are supposed to write budgets. We don't need anything complex before the season starts, even though most of us, especially in the northern part, I think the southern part too, our seasons have already started, but it's not still late. We are supposed to start with something that will help us as farmers. You have already done something. Keep records of it. What you are yet to do, try to budget for it. Then at the end of the day, you are able to track whether your budgeted amount and the real expenses are balancing, or you have overspent or underspent. Then you know exactly what you can do. And yes, it is also important for us to have records book. It is very key because it helps us understand what exactly is happening, what causes what on the farm, and how we can tackle them in order to make progress on the farm. The other one is tracking the costs and the sales. Yes, once you have your budget, you know exactly what you are spending. Then at the end of the season, you ask yourself, how much have I sold my produce for? How much is my profit? How much is my whole revenue? Then you know whether you are making progress or there is something you need to work on as a farmer. Yes, so that is the comparing of actual budgets and the projected budgets. Then the last one we are supposed to do, we are supposed to share information on all of these things. We are supposed to be agents in our various communities. Once you have done this and you have seen the importance, you have seen the benefits of it, you are supposed to share it. Go out there. Don't wait for someone to come and tell you, let's do this. Once you have done it and you have seen the importance, you have seen the benefits of it, you go out there and tell your other colleagues, your counterparts, your fellow farmers, this is what I did and I had this out of it. Next time when you are doing this, do that, do. Let's encourage them to also keep records. It is important. It helps you know what exactly you do on the farm, the amount of money you spend, and the total revenue, and if you are making profit or you are running at a loss as a farmer. Thank you very much for the opportunity. If there are any questions, we would like to give you the opportunity to ask, then we can progress. Thank you once again.
All right, thank you so much, Cynthia, for the wonderful presentation. And I'm glad we've learned a lot within an hour. And with Matt said, we open the floor for questions and answers. Then we take it from there. Thank you. If if you can actually unmute and talk, you can actually use the chat section to ask any question that you want to ask. Then you get to you.
Okay. So whilst we wait for our questions, this is a sample budget that was drafted by AgriLync for our farmers. We are supposed to know what exactly we are costing, how many units they are, how much a unit will cost, then we have the total. So we have listed items over here that mostly we as farmers need to consider on the farm. We have the land preparation. You ask yourself, how many acres of land am I preparing this season? Then you are able to cost it. So how much exactly will 1 acre cost me to prepare? Then at the end of the day, you are able to tell the total cost for land preparation. If you are plowing, you ask yourself, how many acres am I plowing? How much will I need to plow? How much do I spend on seeds or seedlings? You cost each unit, then you are able to know the total cost for every aspect of the farming process. Then at the end of the day, it runs through to the storage. Sometimes you ask yourself, yes, I have harvested, even though I have my own means. If I was going to get someone to take these goods to my house, how much would the person have charged me? All these things. Yes, I have my own store. So if I was keeping this in someone's store, how much will the person charge me. All these things you take into consideration. This is a simple farm budget that we was drafted by our bosses so that we can have a look at it. And we try as much as possible to draft something as simple as this to help our farming process and to help us succeed. Okay.
Uh, Thank you very much once again. The floor is still open for questions and answers. And so whoever that registered for this particular webinar will receive a copy of the slide together with this template that you can actually use to prepare your farming journey. And it's I think if you, as I said, you can use the chat section to ask any question that you have. Then we take it from there. All right. So I think we are good to go, and this brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you once again, Cynthia, for sharing such practical insights on budgeting and record keeping. And thank you to everyone who joined and asked great questions or paid critical attention throughout the session. For those of you who didn't join early, um, this session is brought to you by AgriLync Nexus, where we are an agri-fintech startup based in Ghana here. We connect smallholder farmers with investors and partner organizations through structured finance, training, and AI-powered advisory service. We don't just connect the farmers to investors, we make sure that farmers are investment ready to meet investors' expectation, whilst also giving investors the trust and credibility they want to invest in farming with confidence. With much said, I would like to end here. And next month, or this month, as we are already in the beginning of the month, we are going to host our next webinar session where we are going to focus on AI in agricultural activities. And I hope and encourage each and everyone to join as they did. We also have a WhatsApp community that we keep sharing practical insights. We engage and also stay updated to relevant agricultural information. Um, the link will be shared in the chat session, or you can follow us. I will share our website link in the chat where you can actually follow us and get more of what we are doing. Until then, it's goodbye and thank you once again for joining the webinar. See you guys in the next one coming up. Thank you.
Thank you very much.